Welcome to Menominee Falls High School, Jeskowitz Petrov Field, the Greater Metro Conference opener tonight as the Menominee Falls Phoenix gets set to play host to the Germantown Warhawks. Good evening, everyone. Along with Terry Kelly, John Weiser with you as we get set for Week 3 of Friday Night Rivals. A good one here tonight into the Greater Metro Conference.
Well, two teams looking to find their identity. Menominee Falls knew they graduated a tremendous senior class, starting over. Germantown, on the other hand, split their first two games, kind of emerged last week, so they'd like to think they're on the right direction.
Menominee Falls, the conference champions last year with a record of 8-1 in the Metro, and that says a lot as to how tough this league is to be a conference champion with only one loss.
But they graduated 16 of 17 all-conference performers. So Menominee Falls knew that they were going to be young, but they think they're equal to the task.
You've coached in this conference for many years. Is this year unlike any other? I mean, you got 4 or 5 teams that could really challenge for the conference title.
It's going to be a dog-eat-dog world in here, and any given week, you can't take a rest.
We hope we have a good one here for you tonight. We'll keep an eye on a couple of players tonight. We'll start first for Germantown. They've got an outstanding running back.
Aaron Grant, 5'8", 240, can actually fly. He's got great speed, hard runner.
On the offensive line, senior dominated Alex Maxim.
He's opening the holes, and they're very confident that he can lead that offensive line.
On defense, Coach Davis calls him his lockdown corner.
Yeah, Kyle Haas has tremendous cover. Last week, the defensive secondary picked off 4 passes against Hartford.
Then you've got Joe Homa, who is outstanding in his own right, but really the leader, I think, on that defense.
On linebacker, if there's a tackle being made, Joe Homa's probably in on it.
For the Phoenix tonight offensively, what are we looking at?
Evan Redding, all-conference second-team performer last year. Great hands, good speed.
Sophomore quarterback running things this season.
Filling in for the injured quarterback. Both teams have lost quarterbacks, by the way, but Wilson Kirshner had a good debut last week.
Defensively, what are we looking at? Inside linebacker, Aman Bruja.
Aman has gotten a lot of looks from a number of schools. They think this is a young man, could get a preferred walk-on a variety of places.
And also on defense, Bryce Taylor on that line.
Leading tackler on that front for Falls, and they think that Bryce is the anchor for that line.
Those gentlemen will be busy tonight trying to handle that running attack for Germantown. Hey, we're happy to have Mike McGivern back with us. He's going to be back in just a moment talking with the head coaches as we continue our pregame tonight from Menominee Falls High School. It's the Phoenix and Germantown, the Heiser Automotive Group Friday Night Rivals presented by Landmark Credit Union.
Welcome back to the Heiser Automotive Friday Night Rivals. high school football game of the week presented by Landmark Credit Union. We're here at Menomonee Falls High School as Germantown takes on Menomonee Falls. Thanks for joining us. I am Mike McGivern. Beside both of the coaches, Coach Lutz, we're going to start with you from Menomonee Falls. Hey, when we talked in the offseason, you said, look, we got a chance to be a pretty good football team middle of the season to the end. We're really young, and I think we got a chance to be pretty good. How are things going at this point? Started out 0-2, but I know you're feeling pretty good about these boys.
Yeah, pretty much the way I thought was going to happen is going to happen. We got a lot of sophomores playing up, so we're just working every day trying to get better.
Hey, Coach, what a beautiful facility this is. Yeah, one of the reasons we definitely want to come out, showcase your program, your community, but, man, it's a really nice place.
Yeah, we redid it a few years ago, and it's turned out really nice.
Yeah, it's the first time I've been here, and I love it.
Awesome.
Jake Davis, head coach at Germantown. Sir, it's good to see you again. So far, 1-1. How you feeling about these guys' first conference game, and feeling good?
Feeling pretty good. If we can build off of last week, and I like what we're doing there. Kind of the tail of two teams the last 2 weeks, so we got to be the one that got after Art for a little bit last week. So.
Hey, a couple of injuries at this point. I know, but you guys are going to play through it. No excuses. But you've got some young guys playing as well.
We do. We got some of that with injuries, but I think if we learn anything from last year, I mean, next man up is the mentality we got to take in every game, and we're ready to go.
Yeah, no doubt. Hey, Coach, with the guys that you graduated, obviously, that was a special team last year. And from what I understand, there are some young guys in the program that really bought into exactly how you guys do things. And there's a chance, again, late in the year and for the next couple of years, this team to be something special.
Yeah, hopefully we can get it going tonight with a great game tonight and put forth a great effort.
Yeah, you know what? This conference is something else.
Yeah,
and we talk a lot about there's another conference in the state that we talk about, but this conference doesn't take second fiddle to anybody.
No, week in and week out, it's a dogfight. Tonight's going to be a dogfight. Jake knows it. I know it. That's just what it is.
Jake, I was talking to somebody a couple of weeks ago about some of the things you guys do in the off season with the whole servant leadership program, and you guys have taken that to a different level. This group bought into that as well?
Absolutely. I mean, we're about the process. That if we focus on the process, the rest of it will take care of itself, and that's what our guys are doing each day.
Hey, this as I talked to Coach Lutz, this conference is just no joke. There really isn't a way to get around it. Every game is a battle.
No, every game's a battle, but the good part about it is we go through the season, you get better and better, and because it's always competition. So I love that about it.
Hey, guys, it's so good to see you. We're going to kick you loose, and thank you so much again, Coach, for having us.
Yeah, thanks for coming out.
Yeah, you bet. We're going to get to a break. Other side of the break, Terry Kelly, John Weiser with the keys of the game. This is the Heiser Automotive Friday Night Rivals High School Football Game of the Week presented by Landmark Credit Union.
Keys after the kickoff.
Mike check, John Weiser here. Check 1-2, 1-2. Germantown, Menomonee Falls. Mike check, Terry.
Mike check. Greater Metro Conference opener. Falls Phoenix versus the Germantown Warhawks.
Okay, keys after the kickoff. Got it. We are ready to go. Kickoff ready to go. Brought to you by Milwaukee County Substance Abuse Prevention Coalition, the MixApp group, back again this year. Germantown will be kicking off. And back deep is Evan Redding for Menominee Falls. Greater Metro Conference opener tonight. And the kick by Stazer is a short one and bounces all the way back inside the 5. And Redding is in trouble, and he's going to be dumped down just inside the 2-yard line. Getting down there was Cooper Catalano on special teams as that ball skipped and skidded its way down. And the Phoenix pinned back underneath their own goalpost as we head to the keys to the game tonight, Terry.
Well, for Germantown, they got to keep their running game rolling like it did last week. They got to dominate the line of scrimmage with their senior experience. Defense has to repeat last week's performance.
And for Menominee Falls tonight,
someone other than Evan Redding's got to get going on offense, need to tackle better, and have to adjust to injuries in the offensive line.
They come out throwing on first down. They go to the slot back, and they get the first down out across the 12, just shy of the 15-yard line. Evan Redding, the second team all-conference split end. Stazer there on the stop. And our first down's brought to you by Goodwill. Shop Goodwill, sustainable back-to-school shopping for less. Gets them out of a jam from inside their own 5-yard line. They'll go trips here to the near side on 1st and 10. And it'll be the quarterback draw. Wilson Kirschner gets it out to about the 17-yard line. Here's a look at the offense for Menominee Falls. And that offensive line, a makeshift line here tonight. A couple of players out with injury, Terry.
Yeah, they're missing 2 of their players that they count on, Cooper Lefebvre and Matt McGraw. So they've had to readjust, and that spills over to impacting their defense.
Nathan Schmidt credited with that last tackle. Gain of 2. 2nd down, 8 upcoming. Again, it's a direct snap. Gets to the edge on the outside, across the 25, down to the 29-yard line. Direct snap to Evan Redding. So little trickery here for the Phoenix as we take a look at the defense here for Germantown. 3-4 alignment up front. We mentioned Alec Maxim, second team all-conference. Homa, that inside linebacker, is outstanding. And then Haas in the secondary, the lockdown corner. And once again, it's Redding trying to get the edge here on the near side, and he is going to be met immediately by outside linebacker Nathan Schmidt. Stopped for no gain. That's his 3rd tackle already tonight, Terry.
You know, this 3-4 defense, they're going to be doing a lot of shifting and stemming prior to the snap. The other thing they're going to do is most of the time they're going to be bringing a linebacker to try to get actually a 4-man front out of it.
What do you think of this direct snap to Redding here the last couple of plays?
Well, they said they got to shake up their offense. They've been, during the course of the season so far, they're gaining less than 3 yards per carry.
And confusion right away here on offense, and a timeout being taken here by Menominee Falls.
Well, Falls lost their quarterback, Carson Max, out with a shoulder. Wilson Kirschner, as a sophomore, stepped in. Last week he was 15 for 27 for 218 yards and a TD. Also rushed for 55 yards. So, kind of in his debut showed that he could do the job.
You can check out our Heiser Automotive Group Friday Night Rivals presented by Landmark Credit Union online. We're streaming live online at my24milwaukee.com. Early timeout taken on offense here by the Phoenix as you're going to look at the Germantown defense. Dave Bransky, the defensive coordinator for that unit. Again, a 1-1 record coming into the game here tonight, and took one on the chin to Homestead, but defeated a very good Hartford team that some say might be one of the better Hartford teams in quite a while.
Right, folks were expecting big things.
Coming around the edge, that is Joseph Cook, and he is stopped. Got back to the original line of scrimmage, so it'll bring up a 3rd and 10 here for the Phoenix. Stacer there on the stop. So a passing situation here. We'll see what the Phoenix do facing 3rd and 10. There you get a look at the Germantown student section tonight, going beach night tonight.
The first 2 games of the year, most teams have been double covering Evan Redding.
Come out throwing, and it's through the hands, incomplete, looking for Redding coming across the middle. Got his hands on it, but could not contain it, and it brings up 4th down.
Yeah, Zach Howard came up to defend that pass.
Evan Redding does the punting for the Phoenix.
Evan doesn't come off the field very much.
No.
Number 40, Alex Hood. Evan Redding has punts for Menominee Falls.
Michael Ubert and Alec Greenmeyer, the deep men, and this is Ubert, breaks a tackle at midfield, trying to get to the far sideline. Gets to the 40-yard line and is dropped down at the 41. Good return for Germantown, and it was the punter Redding who got down there to make the stop.
Well, Evan was a first-team all-conference selection on defense last year, second-team selection on offense. You know, getting a lot of looks from a number of schools. North Dakota very interested.
Here are the Warhawks offensively. Reinke in at quarterback, and Henry Kelly out with injuries, so he takes over at quarterback the next couple of games. Aaron Grant, keep an eye on this young man. He is quite the runner. And he will get the call. He surges forward inside the 40 down to the 38-yard line for a couple of pickup that time for Aaron Grant. Defensively, here are the Menominee Falls Phoenix. We mentioned Bryce Taylor in our opening. Best D lineman on the team. Bruja at that inside linebacker position. Derek Steinbrenner, their strong safety, already with 12 tackles this season. 2nd and 7. Almost a missed handoff there. As Grant was able to gather it in, he'll pick up a couple inside the 35. There to make the play was Stephen Scott, the sophomore. A lot of sophomores on this Phoenix team, as we said in the opening tonight.
Yeah, they've got 8 sophomores starting offensively or defensively.
Well, big 3rd down here, 3rd and 3. Grant is single back. He'll remain in the backfield. They're going to run the option, and it's the quarterback, Reinke, and he'll surge forward. Looks like he'll get enough for a 1st down just inside the 30-yard line. Jake Reinke, the junior, brought down by Cam Stevens. Running a little bit of that option, that read option. You can see Grant signaling him, take the ball, keep it. On 1st down, Reinke's going to throw, comes back near side, leaping grab by Michael Ubert, but he was drilled as he made that catch. Getting in there was Sam Milan, Sam Milan, the senior, able to get in there and make the stop. Short gain, pickup of 3, 2nd down and 7.
When Jake got into the game last week, he didn't throw very much because the running game for Germantown was really clicking.
Second and 7 as we slide under 7 minutes to go here in our first quarter. First possession here for Germantown. And again, it's Reinke, the quarterback, cuts back left. He's a load to bring down as he struggles forward out to the 23-yard line. Again, going 5'10", 160. He's a hockey player, so you know he's going to take some checks.
He's good tough. You know, he's a junior. He got a chance to play all the JV games last year, so it wasn't like he came into the season cold. But when they lost Henry Kelly, they had to obviously come to Jake and say, all right, it's your game now.
We'll go to Mike in just a minute here. We're facing 3rd and 3. Just shy of the 21-yard line. Again, they'll signal in the plays. We saw this a couple of weeks ago with CMH, kind of that same type of system. They'll go trips here to the right side with Grant the single back. And it's the quarterback. Spread him out and run, and he's going to be stopped immediately. Not much there is getting there defensively for Menominee Falls. Cam Stevens, the senior outside linebacker, as we welcome back Mike McGivern to our sideline tonight. Mike, what do you have?
So, guys, listen to the offensive coordinator at Falls. He was happy with that drive. He said, look, boys, we got put in a bad spot. Really happy. We need to take care of the edge. Talked about taking care of the edge about 4 or 5 times. Be interested to see what they do when they get the ball back.
They had the back Ubert in the backfield, but he breaks a tackle and takes it in for the score. Michael Ubert. Falls had that play defended, and they just weren't able to make the tackle.
Well, that spread option that they use, they really stretch the whole field. So there's all kinds of seams. And last week it was working for the running game, but it also opens up passing lanes for you.
Germantown on the board first. 22-yard pass completion and touchdown for Michael Ubert. That is his first touchdown of the year. Stacer for the extra point. It is up, and it is no good, wide left. So it's 6-0 Germantown. Midway through our first quarter, we'll take a break. This is the Heiser Automotive Group Friday Night Rivals presented by Landmark Credit Union. Two of your favorite family-driven sitcoms are coming to My24. Don't miss The Goldbergs and Last Man Standing. That's weeknights from 5 to 7, starting September 27th on My24. Well, an impressive first drive set up by a nice punt return just inside the Phoenix 45-yard line. The 22-yard pass from Reinke to Ubert on 4th down puts Germantown up 6-0. And they'll toss it to Redding. Redding with the seam up across the 30-yard line. Taking it up the far hash mark for Evan Redding. There is a penalty marker down. Conrad Stacer getting down there again as light rain begins to fall here in Menominee Falls. We're expecting that. Showers off and on tonight, right around 70 degrees.
Well, Conrad Stacer is a kicker who covers his kicks. He also plays a lot at cornerback. So young man is more than capable of making sure not only does he kick well, and you notice they're trying to kick away from Evan Redding, just like most teams have been double covering him to begin the year.
Holding the call here on the return, so it'll move them, what was a good return, back inside the 20-yard line. Now let's see if we go a little more of that direct snap Wildcat look here. On first down, Redding will take the direct snap. Fires his way out across the 20 and is driven back by a hard-charging group led by Cooper Catalano.
Not often that Germantown's going to have a freshman starting on their team, but they said it was obvious from the beginning of fall camp that Cooper Catalano could do the job. 6'2", 175-pound freshman.
Gain of 3 sets up 2nd and 7 just across the 22-yard line. time Kirschner in at quarterback here. Throwing left, completes the pass far side and spilled out of bounds out across the 31-yard line as he gets it out that time to Caden Smith making the catch, his second catch of the year. Stazer again there on the stop. Pickup of 11 on the play. Nicely done. There you get a look at Caden Smith, the senior, 6'7". Put that ball up, let him go get it. Again, hit as he's thrown, the ball through the hands of the intended receiver, incomplete, looking for Michael Fisher, the senior flanker. Again, with that rain coming down, and it's going to make things interesting here in that passing game tonight.
You keep seeing Germantown doing that shifting. Those front three keep adjusting just prior to the snap, trying to goof up the blocking calls for Falls.
Steady rain now falling here. 2nd down and 10 from the 33. Handed off and met behind the line and dropped for a loss. On the carry that time, Joe Cook, brought down by Alex Maxim. There you get a good look at that 6'5", 255 senior.
Also a basketball player. One of the things you'll notice about Germantown, tremendous number of basketball players that are on this year's team.
Yeah, Jake was pretty happy with that. He said he was glad to get some of these other athletes involved. 3rd and 12, going to throw it up for grabs, and it's incomplete. Going that far side, looking for Smith. Caden Smith, the intended target, well overthrown, and it brings up a 4th and 12. Stacer again there in the coverage for G-Town.
Yeah, Hayden Sathey putting some pressure on the quarterback that time, 6'4", 275.
Redding in to punt. Once again, it's Ubert and Greenmeyer. And this is a bad punt. Off the side of his foot, but takes a Phoenix bounce across midfield. And will roll dead at the Germantown 46-yard line. Well, while we have a break, time to step aside and hear from the great folks at Landmark Credit Union.
Welcome to tonight's game. I'm Mary Rose, Branch Operations Manager with Landmark Credit Union. Once again, Landmark Credit Union is proud to be a sponsor of the Friday Night Rivals Game of the Week on My24. We think it's a great way to show our support for local schools and for us to give back to the communities we serve. At Landmark Credit Union, our job is to provide great service to our members while helping them meet their everyday financial needs and long-term financial goals. We truly believe we are only as strong as the communities we serve. We have more than 30 branch locations, including locations near the 2 schools playing tonight. You can learn more about us at landmarkcu.com.
And again, thank you to Landmark Credit Union this season. Gain of 1 on the play here, as it was a nice tackle on the play by Bryce Taylor, working on Aaron Grant. This time the line Grant up in a slot here near side with 3 receivers to the right. And a little shovel pass to Grant, bounces off 1 tackle, takes it out to midfield for a gain of 3. It'll bring up 3rd and 6. In on the stop, Cam Stevens, outside linebacker, along with Taylor.
3rd and 6 at midfield.
Ball right at midfield here for Germantown. Late here in this first quarter, they scored on their opening drive. 22-yard pass to Ubert. Reinke on the roll, gets it away, completes to Ubert at the first down stick and out of bounds at the 43-yard line. Good pitch, great grab in the rain. As Sam Mylans was there, put a shoulder into Ubert, but not before he picks up a Goodwill first down.
Came up with a good hit, but Reinke's proving to be an effective passer.
So another Goodwill first down. Again, first downs this season brought to you by Goodwill. You can shop Goodwill, sustainable back-to-school shopping for less. Quads here to the near side, but Reinke's going to take it. Penalty marker down as he stopped for a 2-yard gain. We'll check out the flag situation here.
Stop for the Falls made by Colton Miller and Adam Beck.
Holding the call against Germantown, their first penalty tonight.
You know, Adam Beck, number 44, in on the tackle. He's one of the guys going both ways
Holding Germantown.
tonight for Falls.
See if we get a look at it. It was thrown right as the hole was opening there.
The penalty puts the ball back.
Might have been on one of the pulling guards there for Germantown.
First down and 19.
So a 1st and 19 for the Warhawks. Grant back into the backfield. He'll take the handoff coming around the right side. Grant taking tacklers with him inside the 45.
To Aaron Grant.
And you can see that quick burst of speed. Now a late penalty marker thrown after the play. As Grant was thrown to the turf, we'll have to check that out. Amon Brua was there. Might be an unsportsmanlike conduct call here on Menominee Falls.
Get a little appreciation of Aaron Grant's strength here as he runs.
Menominee Falls.
Yeah, last week Grant carried the ball 22 times for 255 yards. When he gets rolling, he's a difficult man to bring down.
And he returned a kickoff 80 yards for a touchdown.
Yeah, the first game this year against one of their rivals, longtime rivals, Homestead.
Unsportsmanlike conduct, the call. It was after the play, so add 15 more to the end of this run. We'll put the Warhawks just inside the 23-yard line. 58 yards now for Grant here on 4 rushing attempts. Quads here to the near side, single receiver far side. Empty backfield, Reinke with time. Going over the middle, looking for Ubert, through his hands, incomplete. He was looking over his right shoulder, then turned over his left shoulder and couldn't quite corral it in.
Yeah, made a nice adjustment there to the ball, just couldn't quite bring it in.
One more look. Nice touch by Reinke. Put it where his receiver could get it, and I'm sure Ubert would come back to the huddle and said, "That's on me."
Another one of the basketball players that's on the field tonight for the Warhawks.
2nd and 10 from the 23. This time they line Grant up in a slot here on the near side with 3 receivers. Ubert gets the call right side. He struggles across the line of scrimmage, just shy of the 20, picks up a couple. It'll bring up 3rd and long for the Warhawks. Once again down to the sideline to Mike McGivern.
3rd and 8 at the 21.
Well, lost Mike there. It's okay. We're just glad to have him back. Missed last week's game and came off the injured list to come back out here tonight. 3rd and long, Reinke gonna throw it, corner of the end zone. Caught. They rule it incomplete. Will Van Fossen was the intended target. Evan Redding in the coverage made a nice grab of the ball, but just did not stay in bounds, Terry.
Right, it was just a little bit too far. So far the rain's not stopping Germantown from wanting to throw the ball.
Yeah,
Evan Redding's hand got right across his face.
They're going to go for it here on 4th down, 4th and 8 from the 21-yard line. Plenty of time for Reinke. Steps into his throw and completes the pass. Jerome Pollock The wide receiver, senior, with his first catch tonight, picks up the first down.
Stop the balls made by Tyus Levich.
One more look.
First and goal, Warhawks. 9-yard line.
Again, starting to spread that ball around here. Under a minute to go. Reinke on the draw. Reinke for the touchdown.
Reinke on the keeper. It's a Warhawk touchdown.
Jake Reinke, the junior, able to run it in, and the Warhawks add to their lead late in the first quarter.
We'll see if this comes up on the replay. Aaron Grant, I think, led the way through the hole as a blocker that time. This spread offense that you see Germantown employing really stretches your defense thin. Going to go for 2, I think.
That's what it looks like. The extra point attempt on their first touchdown went wide left, so they're going to try the 2-point conversion here. Reinke on the roll, comes back over the middle across the way, and it's picked off. Intercepted, and so the 2-point conversion fails.
Reinke's pass is intercepted by Tyus Levich.
Saslevich able to make the interception. And let's take a look at that touchdown pass, or that touchdown run, I should say, by Reinke. Just a simple quarterback draw. And as you mentioned, Terry, it was Grant leading the way that time, able to open up the hole for his quarterback, Reinke. But missing a couple of point afters here makes it a 12-0 game with 41 seconds to play here in the first quarter.
Also great to have all of our students back in the house this year. You guys look great in your country western theme night. This one's for you.
So they convert on 4th down with the pass to Pollock. 2 4th down conversions on this drive, also aided by the unsportsmanlike conduct penalty.
Now those can be backbreakers just as you're trying to stop their progress, and then all of a sudden you throw that clunker in.
Stacer set to kick this away. We saw Redding, Evan Redding, dropping deep to receive. Once again, our kickoffs brought to you by Milwaukee County Substance Abuse Prevention Coalition, MIXAP. And that one will reach the end zone for a touchback. Again, both teams blessed with pretty good kicking game. Stacer for Germantown, and we have yet to talk about Menominee Falls, and their kicker is also a soccer player.
Right, plays apparently an all-state soccer player, very, effective there. So far this year, Aiden Martin, the kicker, has kicked field goals of 37 and 32 yards.
Now officials are stopping play here. They want the ball on the near hash.
Should mention, Mike, that was out last week with the injury. We also have lost our defensive spotter, Sean Raffaele, who's trying to overcome some back problems, and so we're trying to scramble, trying to pick that up as well. So if we miss somebody making a tackle, please forgive us.
See what Falls can attempt here on this drive. They will hand it off, and met right at the line.
Yeah, you run right into Hayden Sathe, holding up that middle, and
yeah, Joe Cook, the sophomore running back. Sathe going 6'4", 275, and if that name sounds familiar, Coach.
Well, his brother was a quarterback, and I think Coach Davis said as you move through the family, each kid keeps getting bigger. So I suppose as one kid maybe goes off to college, other young man gets a chance to eat.
This will run out our clock here in this first quarter. A pair of touchdowns here in this first quarter for Germantown. They take the 12-0 lead. Our Friday night rivals tonight from Menominee Falls. Greater Metro Conference matchup. Back with the second quarter after this.
Menominee Falls starts this drive 2nd and 9. Thanks to the Menominee Falls offensive line, the men doing the heavy lifting. Bryce Taylor, 52. Nathan Bell, number 66. 74, Cole Barassa. Number 70, Nino Meyer. And 75, T.J. Grasham.
With Terry Kelly and Mike McGivern, John Weiser with you from Menominee Falls High School. Second quarter set to begin. 2nd down and 9 for Falls at their own 21-yard line. And again, Kirschner, the quarterback, trying to go up the middle and finding it rough going. Again, Hayden Sathe in there along with Joe Homa. We talked about Homa in our pregame. You mentioned it, Coach. If there's a tackle to be made, he's usually right there.
Yeah, he was in, holding the legs, not letting the back get free.
Another 3rd and long here for the Phoenix. 3rd and 7 from their own 23.
3rd and 7. 23.
Late substitution getting on the field here for Falls. And now penalty marker thrown before the snap. 12 men.
Illegal participation.
Illegal substitution, Menominee Falls.
They were late trying to get Caden Smith out on the field at flanker. And that buries you now. You go from 3rd and 7 to 3rd and 12.
Well, Bobby Regent Smith, the offensive coordinator, trying to find ways if you're going to double cover Evan Redding, getting the ball to a couple of the other receivers.
They had some success with that direct snap, that wildcat with Redding, but this is Kirchner. Looks left, throws right, completes the pass out across the 20, back to the 23-yard line. Catch is made there by Michael Fisher. Brought down on the play by Alec Greenmeyer.
With help from Hubert.
One more look here.
Alex Maxam was right in the face of Wilson Kirschner.
Get back to penalty yardage. Back to 4th and 7 at the 23-yard line.
So another 4th down here.
Greenmeyer
Redding
and Hubert back to the Warhawks and return
going to punt.
formation.
Greenmeyer and Ubert will stand deep. Just across midfield to receive this punt from Redding, and he gets it away. And it goes over Greenmeyer's head, takes a roll inside the 20-yard line. Beautiful bounce and roll. It'll roll dead at the 17, so that'll flip the field for you there. And Coach, when you're on special teams, you're always told what?
Don't turn a fair punt into a great punt. Although one of the pressures it puts on when you have a man like Evan Redding back there kicking, you're never quite sure when he's going to get the ball and just take off.
That time, Greenmeyer just underestimated. There's not much wind here, and that ball just got away from him. And normally you're taught to stand deep, plant yourself, and if it goes over your head, so be it. But Germantown with the lead here early in the 2nd quarter. Redding, I should say Reinke, has looked great here tonight at quarterback. He's run a touchdown in. He's thrown for a touchdown tonight. Now under some pressure. Reinke scrambling to his left will get out of bounds.
Reinke, the keeper, around the left.
Ushered out of there by Brewa, the senior inside linebacker.
Forced out of bounds by Snoozer.
Brewa, another one of those players for Falls that's getting some looks. It's preferred walk-on.
Got 17 tackles on the year so far.
Gain of 4, 2nd and 6. Grant single back in the backfield here. Reinke, a little hitch and go over the middle. They had the big man open, Pollock, but over his head. And boy, that's something if you can get it over his head. He's a good leaper, a basketball player at 6'2". That one thrown just a little high.
Coverage just got a little goofed up that time by Falls as they did the little crossing pattern. Safety vacated and left Pollock wide open.
So 3rd and 6 from the 21. Again, they'll go trips here to the near side with Grant in the backfield. Some pressure now. Reinke able to get it away. Ubert with the catch across the 35 out to the 36-yard line. 15-yard pickup and a first down. Ubert with the nice catch. The junior, as we take another look here. Good pass rush that time. Taylor got some pressure that time, but Reinke was able to deliver a nice ball for a 15-yard pickup.
Yeah, Quentin Pfeiffer, a sophomore, in on that tackle.
This is Grant up the middle. Grant breaks a tackle to the 45, out to the 46-yard line. Getting up slowly was Brua. Also Beck was there. Beck, a two-way player.
We talked about how hard Grant is to bring down, and Brua was hanging on for dear life, trying to stop that guy's forward progress.
Gain of 9. Spotted at the 46. 2nd and 1. All kinds of options here now for Germantown. And the go option. And Reinke going to keep it. Takes it for the first down across midfield. Good hard run that time by the quarterback, Reinke. Impressed with his leadership here. Pressed into duty due to the injury to Henry Kelly. As we take another look here at that option, you can see Grant kind of spying over there, waiting to see if he was going to get a pitch, and it was Cam Stevens who ended up coming up to make the play. Another goodwill first down for Germantown, now into Menominee Falls territory at the Phoenix 47-yard line. Once again, 3 receivers here to the near side. Read option, and Reinke's going to go down back at the line of scrimmage. Wanted to dump it out here. I don't know if it was looking at Ubert here on the near side. Wasn't quite sure, but a little hitch there, and both Taylor and Jesko both got there and stayed with the quarterback Reinke to make the play.
We told you about the offensive lineman being out for Falls, so that's kind of interfered with the rotation of the defensive line for Falls. So Jesko and Taylor also seeing some time on offense.
Again, this is Reinke. Flag down as he's pulled down at the line of scrimmage. Ball is out. It's a fumble, a scoop, and a score here for Menominee Falls. The ball came out. Cam Stevens picks it up. We'll check out the penalty marker. And the flags were thrown in the area of what might be offensive holding, so this might stand here. Let's see. It is a holding call on the Warhawks. It is a scoop and score on the fumble recovery for Cam Stevens, the senior. One more look. Ball squirted out. Stevens picked it up, went 52 yards on the fumble return, and the Phoenix are back in this contest.
That was the same play that Germantown had scored on earlier following Grant Reinke, but this time didn't work out.
The kick is up, and it is good. 12-7 now in favor of Germantown as we head down to the sideline in our Salvation Army interview.
Hey guys, so we're here on the sidelines. Amy Hand, she's the Media Relations Director, Salvation Army. Amy, it's good to see you again. You guys have an event coming up with James Jones.
Yes, we are so excited. The Salvation Army of Milwaukee County is hosting its annual virtual luncheon. It's going to be hosted on our website, samilwaukee.org, and James Jones, former Packer and NFL analyst, will be our keynote speaker.
Hey, what is the website again?
samilwaukee.org.
Hey, if you've not heard James Jones speak, I have. He's phenomenal. He'll be a great ambassador for Salvation Army. Things going well for you?
Yes, they are. The luncheon is also going to feature testimonials from people that have stayed at our Emergency Lodge homeless shelter and some volunteers that have helped during COVID.
That's Amy Hand. Well done. Thank you. It's good to see you again. Boys, back to you.
Amy, Mike, thank you very much. Well, a turnover turned into 7 points. Cam Stevens, the 52-yard fumble return for the touchdown. And it stands on the offensive holding call against Germantown. 12-7 your score midway through this second quarter. Stacer and Grant, the return men. And this will be Grant through his hands and into the end zone for a touchback.
That ball's a little wet. That's called a muff if it rolls
Through
it,
the
goes
hands.
through his hands into the end zone.
Yep. And you're going to hear the Falls fans. It's considered a muff, as you said, Terry, and so he never had control, and it went to the end zone, necessitating the touchback call.
The Falls
One more
fans are thinking they should have had a touchdown on this.
No, you'll watch it here. Never had control. The official was right there to make that call. So from the 20-yard line, it'll be the Warhawks ball. Grant in the backfield once again. 3 receivers near side, single receiver to the left. Reinke, nowhere to go. Well read, and it started by Bryce Taylor, who sealed the edge that time, and then able to clean him up. Beck able to clean him up. One more look here.
Looks like Grant was expecting to see that ball.
Second and 14 at the 16.
Be a loss of 4, 2nd and 14. Option. Pitch goes back to Grant. Grant gets it out across the 20, near the 24-yard line. Gain of about 8 will set up a manageable 3rd down, 3rd and 6. Redding was there making the tackle for the Phoenix.
Brua from that inside linebacker gets around to also help on that. So combination of Redding and Brua really covering some ground to make that tackle.
3rd and 6 from the 24. Hubert lined in a slot here. Pollock, the outside receiver here to the near side for Germantown. And it's going to be Reinke, the quarterback, the 1st down and more as he scampers to the boundary near the 35-yard line. Gain of about 11 there for Reinke and a 1st down. Redding able to usher him to the boundary.
Well, Jake Reinke has not hesitated to run that ball all night. He's got good speed, as we can see.
Yeah, Beck on the blitz forced him over to that left side, but was able to scamper and pick up the goodwill 1st down. 1st and 10 from the 34. Low snap. Reinke again gonna scramble. And he is met and drilled at the 25-yard line. Cam Stevens, who returned that fumble for a touchdown, laid a stick into Reinke.
That's Stevens' 5th tackle on the evening.
That's textbook. Second and 7. Ball at the 37-yard line. Hubert. Penalty marker into the hole. That's going to be another holding call here against Germantown.
Aiming that off is report to the trailer by the north end zone. The My-24 trailer at the north end zone. Aiming that off, please.
So crucial penalty here, holding. Second holding call tonight, and that will be accepted here by Menominee Falls.
Holding Warhawks.
Reinke tonight, 11 carries for 37 yards. As the rain starts to fall once again here at Jeskowitz Petroff field.
Penalty takes the ball back to the 29-yard line, 2nd and 15.
So 2nd and 15 upcoming from the 29-yard line for Germantown.
Well, offensive coordinators John Davis and Scott Schubert trying to figure out, okay, what do we employ here? We don't want to let Falls force us to punt from this deep in our own territory.
Hubert, Kelly, and Pollock here to the near side. They'll fake the handoff to Grant. They'll throw the screen pass. We saw this. They were working on this in practice on Tuesday, and Hubert brought down by Sam Mylans once again on that near side. But that's a play they were working on when we were at practice on Tuesday, Coach, and they thought they would have something there with that play fake, everybody keying on Grant, the running back.
Yeah, Sam, 5'10", only 125 pounds, but he's had 8 tackles coming into tonight. He's got 3 already tonight.
3rd and 15. Again, Grant the single back, showing blitz, high snap, pressure. Reinke gets it away, and it is nearly picked off. Intended for Van Fossen. It was more like a defensive back trying to prevent the near corner here, Redding, from picking that one up.
Well, you can really feel the momentum shift in this quarter.
Again, it's pressure up front. Taylor again, a little more pressure that time on the pass rush up front, and they're blitzing the linebackers here the last couple of times. It's a low punt. Redding will let it bounce dead inside the 30. They'll spot it at the 29-yard line. We'll take a break. 4:44 to go here in the first half. We got an exciting contest tonight, part of the Heiser Automotive Group Friday Night Rivals. It's Germantown on top of Menominee Falls. Back after this.
Chicago PD moves to Fridays on 9 days for drama, March 24. Join the Salvation Army in Milwaukee County in the fight against hunger. Bring non-perishable food items to your nearest donation center or scan one of their signs here tonight for the monetary donation link. Mobile data rates apply. Thank you for doing the most good in our communities. Let's not forget the boys basketball.
Courtney and the Justice Society are back and about to face their darkest adversaries yet. Suit up for an all-new season of DC's Stargirl. That's Tuesdays at 7 on CW 18.
That time the stemming
Yeah.
by the Germantown defense made the tackle for Falls flinch.
So the false start penalty will move the ball inside the 25-yard line. 1st and 15. On a rainy night tonight in Menominee Falls. It was dry all through the pregame, and right as we got into our first series, rain started to fall. Under pressure, gets it away, has a man out there, and penalty marker thrown. An interference call here on Germantown, intended for Redding that time on the rollout by the quarterback, Wilson Kirschner. We'll get another look.
Pass interference, Warhawks.
Just that contact right there.
We don't have an 11 on our charts.
No. Jake snuck a player in on us, huh?
Yeah.
Jake Davis, the head coach. Family back home watching us tonight.
He said his children love him, and so it's a perfect thing for them to do.
And who can blame them? You got three entertainers like myself, Terry, and Mike tonight. They'll try and run the football here on first down, and not much there. Cook on the carry. Like Ubert was right there. Greenmeyer, excuse me, on the tackle.
Alec had a hold of his ankles, wasn't letting him loose.
That is a good group of linebackers for Jake Davis on that defensive side. You got Nathan Schmidt, a junior. Catalano playing as a freshman inside, and then Greenmeyer, the junior, on the outside. The only senior, Homa, backed up by a junior. So I'm going to have some experience over the next couple years. Direct snap to Redding coming around the right side. Redding gets a little extra surge as he leaps over the tackle by Stacer, and he's close to a first down. That was that Wildcat snap that time once again to Redding.
A little wrinkle that, Falls put in tonight to try to get that offense cranked up.
So a Goodwill first down right at midfield. That fumble recovery for 52 yards is, we got more movement. Again, that stemming, that little shifting up front is causing the offensive line to flinch. Second time on this drive.
All start, Phoenix.
Sure, Bobby Regent Smith, has talked to his players. You guys know the snap count. Why are you letting this go? But you're keyed up. You want to make something good happen, and sometimes you just get drawn off.
First and 15.
Well, they overcame that first penalty to start this drive, facing another first and 15 here from the 45. They will hand it off. Cook breaks a tackle out across midfield to the 49. Cook, another sophomore on this offense, 5'10", 166. Again, talking with Coach Lutz, he really likes this sophomore class. He thinks this could be the next big class like he had last year. They graduated, 16 of the 17 all-conference players.
Right. Sometimes you have that. You have one class that kind of just doesn't fulfill prof, and then this class he thinks can.
Gain of 6, second down 9. Kirshner with time. Nice grab and catch, and he breaks a tackle down the near sideline. He will go. Evan Redding for the touchdown. And the Phoenix take their first lead in this contest. Evan Redding, a beautiful leaping grab and then scampers into the end zone. 49 yards for the touchdown.
Evan Redding, as we said, doesn't leave the field very often.
Double teamed and got in between the defenders, and they weren't able to bring him down. Aiden Martin for the extra point. And it is good. 14-12, 14 unanswered here by Menominee Falls. And momentum clearly on the near sideline for the Phoenix as you get a look at Evan Redding with that 49-yard touchdown grab.
Evan, all-conference last year, first team on defense, second team on offense. His brother Quinton was an outstanding player for Falls. Coach Dan Lutz told us how close the brothers are. His brother's up at Minnesota as a preferred walk-on. I would imagine he's being kept abreast of the game tonight.
Yeah, they were up there to watch the game. The family went up
last night
up to Minnesota to watch the Gophers and Ohio State. So late here in this second quarter, Menominee Falls has taken their first lead.
We said Menominee Falls was trying to find their identity, and they've added a couple wrinkles on offense today, and defense has made some key plays as well.
A Milwaukee County Substance Abuse Prevention Coalition kickoff. Brought to you by Mixap. Again, through the end zone, Aiden Martin plays soccer and comes over here to do the place kicking and kickoffs.
You know, Coach Lutz says if they get to the 35-40, they'll think about trying to kick a field goal. That's how strong Aiden's leg is.
As we're nearing halftime, don't forget to visit the concession stand at that time. Open tonight.
Talking with Coach Lutz on Tuesday, he mentioned too, Aiden likes soccer, but he loves football. He loves what he's doing here for this football team. And I think you asked the question, well, Friday night, and then there's a soccer match and a football game, where's he going to be? And what did Coach Lutz tell you?
He's been at all our football games.
Germantown to start this drive on their own 20. Just over 2.5 minutes to go. They have all 3 timeouts available. Grant the single back. And now we got a penalty flag. Again, it's illegal participation. The official telling Jake Davis he counted 12 on the field. There's Jake Davis.
Okay, we've done a recount. No hanging chads on this vote.
No, don't worry. No. They'll pick up the flag, no penalty. Remains 1st and 10. Grant, left side, breaks a tackle, takes the tackler with him, breaks a second tackle across the 30, spins out of that one and continues out to the 34-yard line. 14-yard pickup all on Grant. Mylan's the last man to get him down, and that could have been 6.
I think I mentioned before, it's much like trying to tackle a bowling ball because all you're going to see is shoulders and knees.
First and 10 from the 34. Grant again taking tacklers with him across the 40 to the 43-yard line.
Brought down by Bruja.
Bruja was there. Again, Grant, 5'8", 240. Ubert in motion. And Grant again. This time they gang tackle and get him down at the line of scrimmage. Getting there first, front 4. That was Connor Jesko. Yep, Jesko the nose tackle. Both he and Steven Scott there that time. Brings up a 3rd and 1. Once again, Hubert in motion, and we got a penalty flag. Neutral zone. Neutral zone infraction, I believe.
Offsides against the Phoenix.
That is a costly penalty there. Lining up in the neutral zone on 3rd and 1.
Well, defensive coordinator Eric Rutsch trying to figure out, okay, what do we do to try to stop Aaron Grant?
Penalty rolls the downs back to 1st down. A costly penalty there. 1st and 10 from the 48. Reinke going over the middle, looking for Hubert, makes the catch, and Hubert will take it in for the touchdown.
Nicely thrown pass. Jake Reinke is showing the ability to throw the ball as well as run tonight. Hubert, excellent speed.
Looked left, came back over the middle. Nice over-the-shoulder grab and scampers in for the score. Again now, see what Germantown does. Looks like they're going to go for 2. tried to kick the first extra point and missed. Second touchdown, they went for 2 and couldn't get it. This time they'll fake the handoff. Quarterback Reinke will get it in for 2. That's a big 2-point conversion there. Makes it 20-14 now in favor of G-Town.
Reinke, kind of a deceptive runner.
Yes. Great call there on the offensive coordinators, Jake Davis's brother John, along with Scott Schubert running the offense for Germantown.
Should point out that the father, Jim Davis, is also part of the coaching staff, so I would imagine many family meals are spent discussing what's going on in the game.
One more look as Hubert takes it 52 yards on the reception.
Drop that ball right in there.
And again, I go back on that 3rd and 1, Coach. You get the lineup in the neutral zone to get that penalty. Gave them the extra downs. I mean, you know, all season long when teams get inside their opponent's 20, they enter the Salvation Army red zone. That's the Salvation Army doing the most good. And to volunteer or donate, you can visit their website, samilwaukee.org. Once again, our kickoffs this season brought to you by Milwaukee County Substance Abuse Prevention Coalition, MICSAP. Shortman able to take the return out to the 35-yard line. Quentin Pfeiffer that time able to on the return. He was brought down on the play. Brady Flash and Harmon there. So good field position here, and they have 1:09 in which to work here and 2 timeouts. And Falls took that timeout early in the first quarter. They'll go wing right, empty backfield here with 3 receivers and a direct snap once again to Redding. And he's going to be met in the backfield and thrown for a loss back near the 30-yard line. Now the Warhawk defense had that play snuffed out. They knew exactly what was going to happen there. He's getting there defensively. It was Nathan Schmidt, the outside linebacker, who read that immediately. Good surge up front again by Maxim, Sathy, and Kirsch as well.
Yeah, Catalano forced that out a little wider.
Cook nowhere to go. Gets a yard, and that's it. That will probably take us to halftime here. Catalano again with the stop, the freshman inside linebacker for Germantown.
4 tackles tonight, second leading tackler for them on the season.
Clock will empty out, and that will take us to halftime. Stay tuned. We'll be back with our U.S. Cellular halftime report. We'll have highlights of this week's highlights from the game, as well as our Scholar Athlete nominees, and meet our Landmark Booster of the Game Award recipients in our U.S. Cellular halftime report. 20-14, Germantown with a late touchdown to reclaim the lead. Our Heiser Automotive Group Friday Night Rivals presented by Landmark Credit Union. Welcome into our U.S. Cellular Halftime Report here on the Heiser Automotive Group Friday Night Rivals presented by Landmark Credit Union. Well, we'd like to highlight some special scholar athletes during our halftime report tonight. And from Germantown, we start with Avery Dunlap. Avery carries a 3.96 GPA and participates in powerlifting and is the football manager. She is a two-time state and nationals qualifier in powerlifting and has a top 10 finish at both state and nationals. She has been chosen captain by the powerlifting team, along with being a member of the Germantown Student Athlete Leadership Council. In school, Avery is involved with Peers for Peers, Student Council, and FBLA, and she volunteers in the community through programs at Elevate Incorporated. Avery is a hard worker and takes on leadership roles wherever she goes. And from Menominee Falls High School tonight, we honor Nolan Schuster. Nolan carries a weighted GPA of 4.607. He's been a 3-year varsity football player. He is ranked 20th in his class of 353. Nolan has been a 3-year Greater Metro Conference Scholar Athlete Award winner and was awarded Best Delegate in Model UN. He is a state and national qualifier in FBLA, a global scholar, and is a member of SERV. So congratulations to these two outstanding scholar athletes tonight, and to all of the scholar athletes out there doing great things both in school and athletics. Great one here tonight. Our U.S. Cellular halftime tonight, 20-14. Germantown coming back to take the late lead. Let's head down to the sideline and Mr. Mike McGivern.
Hey guys, our partners at Landmark Credit Union are proud to serve and support our local communities. And tonight, we are honored to recognize an individual who has consistently shown her incredible support for high school athletics at Menominee Falls. At this time, I'm so proud to introduce the Landmark Credit Union Booster of the game. She is Amy Detloff. Amy, as a token of Landmark's appreciation for your hard work and dedication, Andrew would like to present you with this gift, along with a $500 donation to the Menominee Falls Booster Club in your name, so that you and others can continue to support the great things the Booster Club does for student athletes. On behalf of everyone, Landmark Credit Union, we thank you so much, Amy.
Thank you. We really appreciate the support. It's been rough the last year with COVID. We haven't been able to raise as many funds, so we appreciate this $500. It'll go a long way. We support our athletics, our academics, and all of our school sports and activities. So thank you.
Hey, I was going to ask her questions. She did great. Amy, I do have one question. That servant leadership heart that you show being part of the Booster Club, we had talked before we went on the air here, and you said, look, I've always had that. I think that's something special. I just want to say thank you, and I know the people at Landmark say thank you as well.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
You bet. She's Amy Detloff. Boys, back to you.
Landmark Credit Union, proud sponsor of My 24 Friday Night Rivals, and you can learn more, stop by a local branch, or go to landmarkcu.com. Our booster of the game. Back with more of our U.S. Cellular halftime report after this short break on My 24. Our U.S. Cellular halftime report continues here on the Heiser Automotive Group Friday Night Rivals. Germantown with the 6-point lead over Menominee Falls. We'll head back down to our sideline now. Time for a United States Marine Corps interview and Mike McGivern.
Hey guys, I'm here. He's a Nashville boy. He's starting to like Wisconsin a little bit though, Sergeant Davis. Hey, thank you so much. Why is it important for you and the Marine Corps to be at an event like this talking to high school age kids?
Well, I'd say it's important for us to be out here talking to high school age kids because this is kind of the last big step before starting one's life, and we're just out here to give opportunity, whether that be taking college, job, anything like that. We have opportunities to help out with all of that, so we just want to be here to help out in any capacity that we can.
Hey, Sergeant Davis, so you've been doing this 8 years, and I had asked you, when you get done, whether it's 3 years or 10 years or 20 years, is there anything that you're not going to be prepared to do with the rest of your life? And you said, you know what? I don't think there is, but I know what I want to do. And what will you do with the rest of your life?
So I'll actually be pretty close to back here. I'm going to be a teacher when I get out. Because after all the everything that I've learned in the Marine Corps, all the discipline and being able to wrangle everyone up, I think that it would be a great opportunity to kind of help some kids out there.
Man, so he's going to be right back in what subject?
So I'd like to teach math.
Man, we are like twins, boys, back in the booth. We're like twins. Tough, and we know math really well. No, man, the nuns at St. Peter and Paul are shaking their head. Hey, thank you so much for your service, and thank you so much to the Marine Corps being part of what we do on Friday Night Rival.
I appreciate that. Thank you for everything y'all have given us the opportunity to help everyone out with.
You bet. Sergeant Davis, not bad for a Nashville boy. Back to you.
Well, that 5th year of high school gave Mike a chance to get another math course in, so I can understand his love of that subject.
We'll take another break. Back with more of our U.S. Cellular halftime report here on My 24.
It's a Warhawk touchdown.
Welcome back to our U.S. Cellular halftime report here on the Heiser Automotive Group Friday Night Rivals, brought to you, or presented by, I should say, Landmark Credit Union. Country night tonight on the Menominee Falls sideline. And speaking of Menominee Falls, Mike with us, very special guest from the Menominee Falls Academic Department here.
Hey guys, I'm here with Corey Gala, and not only is he the superintendent from Menominee Falls, but he came up and said, hey, I was an athletic director at Brookfield East like 10, 11 years ago when you guys were first starting Thursday Night Lights. He said that, man, I look the same, but the two boys in the booth got a little older. He said. He didn't say that. I'm just kidding. Hey, I got to tell you, look, this year now we're starting to get back to a little bit of normalcy. It's got to feel really good for you.
Oh, boy. I mean, Friday night football, it's always important to what we do as a school system. It's where kids learn and have fun, but this year, Friday night's a celebration. We're just happy to have kids back. We're happy to be able to have fans in the stands and just doing these things that they love again.
Hey, Corey, nobody wrote a template, right, for what you had to go through the last 16 months. And if this ever happens again, 20 years from now, you'll be retired maybe or still doing it. I don't know. But somebody then will be able to look back. How difficult was, the first 3 or 4 months just trying to figure out all of the things you had to do?
Boy, it's been a challenge. You got to learn fast. We've got a great team here. We've got a great community behind us. And it took that patience to just say, we're gonna try some things. We're gonna learn from what happens, and we're just gonna, keep trying to get better each week. Our commitment was we want to be there for the kids. We want to keep them healthy, but we also want to keep them in school and give them all the opportunities that are so important to them.
Sleepless night?
There's been a few, yeah, absolutely.
Man, you look good. It's really good to see you again. Thanks for having us. What a great facility. Menominee Falls is such a great community for us to be part of, and you guys welcome us when we do things like this a lot, so thank you for that.
Yeah, absolutely. We love having you. You guys have been doing this a long time. You're real pros, and yeah, Menominee Falls knows how to do Friday night football. We love it here.
Hey, boys, did you hear that? He said I'm a real pro. I think that's what he said. Boy, back to you up in the booth.
That's going to go right to his head. You know that.
Right.
Let's take a look at our scoring highlights tonight. And it got off to a good start here early for Germantown. A quick pitch out to Hubert, and he was off and running. Able to convert that 4th and short for the touchdown. The extra point no good. That made it 6-0, and then Reinke, the quarterback,
followed his running back, Aaron Grant, right into the end zone.
Again, the 2-point conversion failed, so it was 12-0 there, and this was the turning point of that first half. Reinke with the fumble, and the scoop by Cam Stevens, and 52 yards later, Menominee Falls on the board. And then this beautiful reception here by Redding.
And he just turns on the jets and sprints away from that secondary.
But Germantown not to be outdone in the rain here late in the second quarter. Hubert, his second touchdown.
Once again, you see his speed. You also see Jake Reinke throw an excellent ball.
And late touchdown with just over 2 minutes left in the first half. Our difference here, 20-14 in favor of Germantown. Right now, we'd like to take a moment and share with you some of the greatest plays from around the country on Thursday Night Lights and Friday Night Rivals.
Again, he's getting better at it. This is a much better high hanging kick. Garcia, spin move. Coming to the other side. Can he pick up some blocks? He does. Garcia sheds a tackle to the other side. It's hard to take down Gavin Garcia. He wheels it in for a Tiger touchdown.
Owens being rushed, stays on his feet and brought down by Lichtenberger.
Just to clear it out up the far side, looking for Godfrey. He's got him at the 40, complete to the 38-yard line.
Osborne to the air, and he's got a receiver out there. And it is complete.
They're going to throw. Now he's going to run. Evans has the 20. Evans is going to score. Touchdown.
And the southpaw escapes. Fornari, some space there on the outside, dumps it off. It's juggled and caught for the touchdown.
Racy gets hit immediately, but breaks the tackle. And he has some room. He has room down the sideline. It's one man to beat. He been coming back. Oh my goodness, what fancy footwork. That is going to be a touchdown. Camden, touchdown to Trez Bracey. What a play at the game.
And we'll be back with second half action here at Menominee Falls right after this. with Terry Kelly and Mike McGivern on the sideline. John Weiser with you as we get set for second half action tonight here at Menomonee Falls High School. Germantown leading the Phoenix 20-14. What can we expect here in the second half, Coach?
Well, I think we've seen Falls is going to use a variety of weapons. They're going to use Evan Redding in the backfield. They're going to try to get the ball to him. I think on the other hand, you're going to see Germantown continuing to spread the ball around. That combination of the running game with Aaron Grant, as well as the good receivers they have with Hubert and Pollock, they're going to try to challenge that Falls defense.
We've had some light showers pass through here, so the field is slick, and we've had the rain on and off tonight. Does that favor one team or the other here?
Well, it didn't look like, it was giving either quarterback a problem throwing the ball. And so, once again, artificial fields have, really taken that element and reduced its impact.
Germantown won the coin toss, deferred to the second half, so they will receive the second half kickoff here. Aaron Grant, the deep man, will kick it to him as he stepped into the end zone as he made that reception. And back foot just got through the end zone. So we'll move it out on the touchback to the 20-yard line as you get a look at Grant numbers here in that first half.
Yeah, some people, I think, wonder about that idea of not being able to bring the kick out of the end zone. We know that Grant in that first half, 58 yards rushing. He had a little stretch there in the second quarter where he just ground that ball down and in a way set up that touchdown pass.
Been impressed with the quarterback Reinke tonight, both in his throwing ability and his running ability. Tough to bring down running that option. 1st and 10 from the 20. Hubert in motion through the backfield, and they'll give it to Grant. Grant powers his way across the 20 out to the 24-yard line, pick up about 4. 2nd down and 6. Again up front for that Warhawk offensive line, Lance Walters, Jaden Abraham, Elijah Schutz, and Alex Maxim and Cam Gray. Bruja making the tackle on that play.
6 tackles so far this evening for Amon.
Hubert lined up in the slot here to the near side. Again in motion, trying to run some stuff off that motion play. And this is the first carry of the night, and this goes to Brady Flash. And Flash across midfield down at the 41. Nice run. Different look. Flash 5'6", 165. And boy, once he got into that third level, see that head swiveling around trying to find some running room.
As we pointed out over the season so far, you find a number of athletes. Brady Flash, besides football, happens to be a very good power lifter. Could see his lower body speed there.
Another Goodwill first down here. He'll get the call again, and Flash drops the left shoulder inside the 40. And about the 38-yard line, a pickup of 3 for Brady Flash, brought down by Connor Jesko. It's Taylor, Jesko, and Scott up front for Menomonee Falls. Linebacking core of Beck, Miller, Bruja, and Stevens. Mylans, Steinbrenner, Pfeiffer, and Redding, your secondary defensively for Menomonee Falls. 2nd down and 7. Run the option. This time a short pass that goes through the hands of Flash. So Jake Davis going with Brady Flash here. I'm not sure if see Grant
coming back into the game.
There he goes.
Yeah, the relationship that time between the quarterback and the pitchman was somewhat askew. And once again, this offense, they're trying to do a number of things. The power game with Grant, using the quarterback to pitch the ball, as well as running that spread offense, moving the ball around. And sometimes you don't work all the intricacies of that option.
Hubert in motion on 3rd down. They'll fake to Grant. They'll come back to Hubert, reversing out of the backfield. Hubert makes the catch, and he stops short of the first down at the 35-yard line. Amon Bruja again there to make the stop, sets up 4th down for the Warhawks.
Interesting choice now for John Davis and Scott Schubert, the offensive coordinators. You're in no man's land as far as trying to kick it.
Van Fossen will line up as a single receiver here to the near side with Pollock, Kelly, and Hubert. The trips to the left side. Grant the single back. 4th and 4 from the 35. Grant. Second effort. Powers his way to the first down, just shy of the 30-yard line. Again, he's tough to break down. Took 4 players to get him to the turf that time, led by Bruja and Jesko.
Mr. Bruja is probably going to invite Mr. Grant to each other's graduation ceremonies. They've been running into each other all night long.
Another Goodwill first down to the 30-yard line. 1st and 10, Germantown. Opening possession of the second half. Grant inside the 25. Taylor was there to bring him down with some help along with Jesko.
When you get ahead of the chains, as you know Germantown is doing here, it gives you a lot of options of what you can call.
6 yards on the carry.
The big play was the run by Flash. 27-yard scamper on his first carry set this drive up. Grant again, slashing to the right, he's brought down. Stevens was there. Stevens with that fumble recovery for a touchdown now with 7 tackles tonight for Stevens. Plus that forced fumble and the fumble return. Yeah. He's been quite active. So 3rd and 4 for Germantown. Ball at the 24 of the Phoenix. 3 receivers left once again. Throwing, has a man out there, Pollock, and then closing, and they double team and knock it away. It was Pollock, the intended receiver, at the pylon. Not sure if that was Redding and Mylans that got back there. It was Steinbrenner on the coverage that time who knocked it away. At the last second there, got up there and deflected away. Mylans was there as well. So 4th and 4. They've converted 1 4th down on this drive. They face 4th and 4 at the 24. Looks like Pollock and Hubert will line up here to the near side with Hubert in the slot. Van Fossen to the far side, Hubert, and now we got penalty flags down. Some shuffling up front, and it's going to be a false start penalty.
You know, we're seeing signal the plays in. It's not quite as elaborate of a system as you've seen at some of the schools, all kinds of pictures and everything. They use a number system. And Jake Davis tried explaining that to us, but since math was not a subject either of us did well in, we weren't quite comprehending what he was doing, but he said it works well with their guys.
I kind of understood some of the terminology of right and left, but what the odd and even numbers mean. So 4th down and 9. Reinke with a pass rush in his face, gets it away, incomplete. Blitzing linebacker Adam Beck that time provided the pressure.
Yeah, he and Bryce Taylor. Bryce at 5'10", 245, pretty disruptive.
So the Warhawks turn it over on downs here on their first possession of this second half. So the Phoenix offense. Wilson Kirshner, the sophomore at quarterback. We saw Redding take some direct snaps throughout the ball game today. He is not going to do that here. It's Kirshner with Cook, the lone running back. And he fakes to Cook, rolls left. And under pressure, will get back to the line of scrimmage. Hubert was there, excuse me, Greenmeyer. Again, a new offensive line out there because of injury. Got Nino Bayer at left tackle, Bryce Taylor at left guard, Cole Barassa at center, Connor Jesko going both ways at right guard, and TJ Gratian at right tackle.
Now they're trying to use Nathan Kajawa to spell one of those guys because Connor Jesko's having to play some on defense.
2nd and 10. Direct snap. Redding. Nowhere to go.
Redding on the end around.
Trying to come around the right side, and Homa was there, along with Hauer, Zach Hauer, the senior.
No game in the play.
So the defense buckling down here for Germantown. 3rd and 10.
Yeah, big play for Falls. They need to keep that ball and trying to get themselves back into this game.
Redding lined up in a slot here to the near side on 3rd and 10. Pressure. Kirschner under fire. Nowhere to go, and he'll be sacked back at the 24-yard line. Joe Homa there for the sack. Senior inside linebacker, one of the team leaders we featured in our pregame tonight, able to step up and make the big play on 3rd down. And credit Hayden Sathy there, along with Catalano, that
put pressure on them right off the bat.
Yep.
Redding will punt for the Falls. Greenmeyer and Hubert in return position.
This time it'll be Hubert and Greenmeyer. Redding just got that one away in a nice punt. Hubert will take at his own 38. Cross midfield to the 44.
Hubert on the return into Phoenix territory, close to the 45-yard line.
18-yard return sets up a good field position here for Germantown with just about midway through our 3rd quarter. Cam Stevens credited with the stop on special teams. And Pfeiffer also there.
And we want to wish a happy 16th birthday to Nino Meyer.
So Jake Reinke, the junior quarterback. Again, Henry Kelly was expected to be the starter this year, but got hurt. Hand injury. He's out. And so Reinke came in the Hartford game and gets the start here tonight. We'll hand it off around the near side. Hubert, he gets to the 40-yard line, gain of about 5 for Hubert. Steinbrenner was there to make the stop. Derek Steinbrenner, the junior, leading tackler in that strong safety spot in that secondary for Menominee Falls. Gain of 6, 2nd down 4. Germantown leading here by 6. Set up on a good field position here on that punt. Grant juggled that handoff, breaks a tackle. Grant inside the 30, tries to get to the outside and slips and falls at the 20. Got his feet tangled up with Jerome Pollock, who was going to try and set a block for him. Aaron Grant, again, that low center of gravity, coach, that helps when you're a running back.
If you're trying to tackle him, just around the shoulders, you're not going to bring him down.
Well, all season when a team gets inside their opponent's 20, they enter the Salvation Army Red Zone. Salvation Army doing the most good. To volunteer or donate, please visit samilwaukee.org. First play from inside that red zone goes to the right. Hubert on the carry to the 18-yard line. Gain of 2. Bruja was there again on the stop.
You could see they were having problems a little bit on that quarterback exchange. The timing's off a little bit on the snap, and then when Reinke's trying to hand the ball off, they're just about a half second out of whack.
Hubert will line up in the backfield. Grant at an end, now in motion. And again, the high snap. Grant gets it, cuts back to his right. And we'll take it down to the 16-yard line. Again, a small gain of 2.
You see 3 guys that time combining to bring back down Aaron Grant. And who do you see at the bottom of the pile?
Bruja.
Amon Bruja.
Well, another key 3rd down here for Germantown. 3rd and 6 from the Phoenix 16-yard line. Grant now up to 94 yards rushing tonight.
6 at the 16.
This time both Hubert and Grant in the backfield. And it's Hubert coming right. And he'll be stopped short of the first down.
Brought down by Brua and Jesko.
Jesko there, Connor Jesko, along with Aman Bruja. And a 4th and 4, and the field goal unit coming on.
Yeah, Coach Davis told Conrad Stacer he's got some confidence in him. He's got 2 field goals on the season, 25 and 26 yards.
This will be a 30-yard attempt for Stacer. Reinke will hold. The kick is on the way. A line drive, and it is good. 30-yard field goal makes it 23-14. Germantown will step out and take our break. Germantown adding to their lead over Menominee Falls, our Heiser Automotive Group Friday night rivals, presented by Landmark Credit Union.
Including U.S. Cellular, the United States Marines, Menards, Ruble offices.
Kara and the Super Friends are reunited and stronger than ever in their resolve to protect National City. The final episodes of Supergirl take flight Tuesdays at 8 on CW 18. Stazer's 30-yard field goal, now 3 for 3 on the season, makes it a 23-14 ball game. Redding is the deep back inside the 10-yard line for the Phoenix. And they'll get it to him on the toss across the 20 and makes it to the 25-yard line.
Redding on the return. Brought down by Schmitz.
It looked like Ryan Schmitz there to get down on special teams for Germantown. Well, while we have a moment, let's head back down to the sideline and Mike McGivern.
Hey, boys, on the Germantown sideline, they think they're starting to wear down the front 4, the front 6 or 7 of Menominee Falls. Their idea is that they're wearing them down. They should be able to go on a 4, 5, 6 minute drive each time they get the ball, and they're pretty happy with their offensive line right now.
We'll keep an eye on that as Cook takes it out across the 30 to the 33-yard line, gain of 7. Later stages of this third quarter. So far here in the second half, the rain has abated, and it's a nice, pleasant evening now here in Menominee Falls. Temperatures in the mid-60s tonight. 2nd and 3 from the 33. Try and go to Cook again, and forward progress to about the 35. Maxim, the second team all-conference defensive end, there to make the stop for Germantown.
Talking about one of the key plays of the game. It's coming up here on this third down. Can they keep this drive alive, or they're going to have to punt the ball back?
Beck coming out as a tight end. They'll put Redding in the slot here near side on 3rd down. And Kirschner, the quarterback, trying to cut to the outside. Stutter steps across the 40, has the first down out to the 41-yard line. Nice 7-yard scamper. Kyle Haas there to make the stop. Good sure running that time by Kirschner.
First and 10 Phoenix at the 41.
Just made that, planted that left foot and then cut back at the hash mark there to pick up that first down.
Bobby Regent-Smith, the offensive coordinator, has to be a little happier with the running game tonight. The combination of using Redding in the backfield and the Wildcat, plus some of the gains they've been getting with their other backs.
That's a good.
Well as Wilson Kirschner.
That's a goodwill first down to the 41, and then we got movement up front. I think that shifting again by the defensive front. So the false start penalty sets up a 1st and 15. That's 3 times tonight they've committed a penalty on what would be a 1st and 10. For a team like Menominee Falls, that puts you behind the chains here, and you got to try and come up with a big play just to recover that. Approaching a minute to go, and now we've got stoppage here.
Check at 1st and 15, 36.
Down marker incorrect. What do you think of these LED down markers now, Coach? You ever think you'd live to see the day from the flips?
Well, for some of us with vision challenges.
I know it helps us tremendously. To the near side is Redding. He makes the catch at the 38, just a 2-yard pickup. Able to take him out. Nathan Schmidt, the outside linebacker, and Joe Homa, the inside backer, there to make the stop.
5 tackles apiece for those 2 defenders.
8-yard line. 2nd and 13.
So 2nd and long here. Getting out of bounds to stop the clock with 55 seconds to go. We're in the 3rd. Cook, nowhere to go. Tried to cut left, and he ran right into Hayden Sathe, the senior nose tackle, and not going to be able to get around him much.
6'4", 275. That's kind of like having a pillar in the middle of the field.
And Hayden Sathe.
Well, I wonder if they have some kind of a screen pass they could get to Evan Redding here on this one.
Yeah, we have not seen that tonight. You would think that might be in their playbook just to get their ball in the hands of their best playmaker. 3rd and 12 from the 39. Near side complete pass. Not much there. Germantown thought he coughed up the ball, but did not. Caleb Rainey, I believe, made that catch.
Well, you could see Wilson Kirschner look over to see if Evan Redding was open, but they had him double covered. They're playing a safety over the top, so he had to come back to the left side.
That ball did come out.
He just didn't have control of it before it squid out of bounds. All right, here could be a chance for the fake punt.
Well, 4th and 6 from around midfield, actually from the 45. And it is.
Oh.
And Germantown was ready.
Alex Maxam.
You can't fool second team all-conference Alex Maxam. He smelled that right from the get-go as a snap went to the safety man and was able to make the play.
Well, we anticipated the fake punt. I kind of thought maybe they'd go with Redding, but Germantown was alert to that possibility.
So Germantown takes over at the Phoenix 41-yard line. This will be the final play of this 3rd quarter. Grant the single back to the right of the quarterback, Reinke, and he's going to put it up. Under pressure, scrambles, gets back to the line of scrimmage, and that is it. As Awan Amon Bruja, I should say, making the stop to end our third quarter. That's 12 tackles tonight for Bruja. We head to the fourth, 23-14, Germantown on My 24. Germantown student section tonight, the Hawaiian attire, looking sharp. I think I've got one of those shirts in my closet somewhere. I know I do.
I think my wife has removed those shirts from my closet.
And Gina hasn't got to that yet, no. 2nd down and 9, high snap back to Reinke, able to come up with it wide open over the middle, making the catch and taking it inside the 5, and it's stripped out of his hand by Reddick. Reddick wrestled that football away from Will Van Fossen, who made the catch, and Redding took it away from him as he was trying to make it inside the 5. The officials will talk, but let's take another look.
Ball started riding up high. You can see Evan Redding reach in, pull that away.
Well, that was a catch and a fumble. That should be Phoenix football.
Yeah, I can't understand why there'd be any discussion there. Forward progress hadn't been stopped or anything.
And there was a flag, a holding call on Germantown, which obviously will be declined. So another takeaway by the Phoenix defense here, trailing by 9 early in the 4th. They'll go empty here. And this is the quarterback, Kirshner. Oh, and he's tripped up from behind on a nice open field tackle that time.
Joe Homa.
Yep, Joe Homa there to make the stop. As Kirshner tried to get the edge on that far side. Short gain, 2nd down and 7 upcoming. Two takeaways by the Phoenix defense tonight. That first one, that fumble recovery for a touchdown. Started Menominee Falls, and that just a bad footing that time on the part of Kirshner as he was going to try and cut it up the middle.
Turf monster got him that time.
A freebie for Alex Maxim that time.
Once again, as Redding came out flank to the side, you could see the double coverage set up, trying to make sure they keep him covered.
3rd and 8. Ball just across the 13-yard line, following the Redding strip of the receiver, Van Fossen. Reading lined up in a slot here to the near side. Kirschner scrambling, under pressure, gets it away and completes across the 25 and out of bounds near the 30-yard line. Owen Taugus, the tight end, his 5th catch of the season. It will go as a first down. It was Kyle Haas who finally got him to the boundary.
That completion takes the ball to the Phoenix 29-yard line.
And Maxim tracking the quarterback that time, and he got it away.
Kirschner made a good choice. Reading was just starting to break open, but he couldn't get his feet set, so he was able to come off that and complete that important first down play.
16-yard pickup, 1st and 10 from the 29. Now Cook taking some tacklers with him out to the 35. 6-yard gain for Cook. Homa again there on the stop. All of this set up by that incredible play by Reading defensively to take the ball away from Van Fossen. Looked like he was going to scamper in for the touchdown for Germantown. Again, Reading this time will line up left side of the formation along with Michael Fisher, the flanker. Kirschner looking left, nothing there on the scramble and nothing doing there.
Falls tried to run a nice wheel pattern that time. The defensive backfield for Germantown reacted very well to that.
Especially Joe Homa, the linebacker. He stayed home, saw that, kept his gap. So 3rd and 7 now for the Phoenix. Clock rolling under 9 minutes to go in the game.
Third and 7 at the 32.
Fisher comes here to the near side, Reading to the far side. Cook in the backfield behind Wilson Kirschner. Goes left, completes the pass to Taugus, the tight end. Ball comes out.
Kirschner's pass complete to Taugus.
Germantown thinks it's a live ball here. Don't see a signal from the officials yet.
I'd like to see a replay of that to see just exactly when that ball came out.
Owen Taugus, 6'2 senior, the tight end. A couple of catches on this drive. We'll take another look.
Production staff doing a great job.
Knees may have been down as that ball came out. So another 4th down here for Phoenix, 4th and 4.
They're going for it.
They are going to go for it here. Again, Reading in the slot near side. Kirschner going to throw and overthrows the intended target.
Intended for Taugus.
And looking for Taugus again.
Check that, intended for Fisher.
And
Germantown takes over first
Germantown will take over on downs here with 7:39 to go.
Our cheerleaders do a tremendous job all year long at so many of our events. Let's meet the 2021.
So it'll be Germantown ball at the Phoenix 35-yard line. Just over 7.5 minutes to go, and now we might see a diet of Grant out of that backfield now.
Amani Minor, Carissa Short, Reese Tarantino, Jesse Hammerhand, Kelly Young, Samaya Williams,
And it is Grant, no, Ubert on the draw, excuse me. Ran into his own man, 8-yard gain for Michael Ubert. He's had a nice game tonight. 20 yards on, what, 5 carries?
That was a little hand-back draw play that they ran. Cam Stevens over there again on the tackle.
This time option, and they read it beautifully. Aman Rua with the sack.
Well, Aman had 17 tackles in the first 2 games. Tonight he's already got 13. He's been extremely busy. You can see why a number of schools are looking to offer him a preferred walk-on. Little undersized, 5'10", 187, but sometimes you can't measure everything an athlete can give you, and Amon certainly does have desire.
3rd and 6. Hubert also with 100 yards receiving tonight. Swing it out, looking for Grant, and he can't handle it, incomplete. And again, the timing on that play, Coach, a little messed up with the snap.
Yeah, it's not an option. It's actually a full-fledged pass, but once again, they're so close to one another, makes it difficult. Interesting decision now for Coach Davis. He's got a field goal kicker, but I think might be just a shade beyond his range, and I could be wrong again.
No, I think they're gonna punt this one away.
Stewart punt for Germantown. Ready back for the Falls.
Stazer does all the punting here. It's going to be a fake. As they try and go for it on 4th down, they'll convert, still on his feet. Inside the 10, down to the 5, Joe Homa. The short man on the punt, the safety back there, able to take the fake punt, sets up a 1st and goal at the 5.
You know, once again, a good call. They're at that part of the field where if they don't make it, it's not a kill to their plans. But once again, Joe Homa demonstrating what a fine athlete he is.
You can see the respect that his teammates have and how happy they are for him coming up with that big play. 1st and goal from the market at the 7. Grant will take it inside the 5, still on his feet to the goal line.
Aaron Grant to the goal line.
Touchdown, Germantown. That was all on Mr. Grant. Aaron Grant with a nice run.
You know, you've got power with Grant. Hubert, number 20, gives you speed.
And with that rush, that'll put Grant to over 100 yards tonight. Stazer for the extra point. This one is up, and it is good. 30-14, Germantown on top of Menomonee Falls. We will step out, take a break, back with more from the Heiser Automotive Group Friday Night Rivals presented by Landmark Credit Union.
Tonight's game will also be rebroadcast tomorrow night at 6 p.m. on My24. Thank you to all.
My24 is bringing the funny this fall. Catch full hours of 2.5 Men, King of Queens, and Schitt's Creek. That's weeknights from 9 to midnight starting September 27th on My Place for Laughs, My24. No laughing matter here. Joe Homa with that fake punt, taking it down to the 7, converting the 4th down, and then it was Aaron Grant in for the score. And Germantown with a commanding 30-14 lead. This will skip to Reading at the 2. has some running room, breaks a tackle across the 30, spins to the 35, and will stay on his feet to the 44-yard line. Our mix-up kickoff return for Reading out to the 44-yard line. And speaking of mix-up, we have an opportunity now to hear from Alexandra Cohn from mix-up.
I'm going to tell you 3 reasons why you should join the Milwaukee County Substance Abuse Prevention Coalition. The first, we bring together resources, wisdoms, and talents across Milwaukee County to create a happier and healthier Milwaukee County community. Second, we prioritize policies, practice, and programs that address major substance use and misuse issues in our area. Third, we create a space for connection. We have among 30+ organizations, partners, and community members a part of the Mix-Up Coalition. If you are wanting to make an impact and be a part of our coalition, please visit us at www.mixupcoalition.org.
Cook on the carry on first down, stopped for no gain. Brought down by Greenmeyer.
Joe Homa initially got in the backfield, busted up that play, and Alec Greenmeyer came in and finished it off.
2nd and 10 for Falls. Play fake, they try and swing it out, and it goes through the hands of intended receiver Adam Beck. Moved off the line this year to play some tight end for Menominee Falls. That one he'd like to have back.
Saw Alex Maxam get in there, put his hand up, and kind of disrupt that pass.
3rd and 10 for the Phoenix at their own 44. Nice 40-yard return that time by Reading to set them up here, but Germantown defense just so tough up front. Trips to the left side, they break it off with Reading in motion. And now Kirshner wasn't ready for the snap. There is a penalty marker. It'll be a false start penalty here on Menominee Falls.
Unless there's a real turn of events here, Germantown's going to win the game, but Falls, I think, is going to be able to look at the game and see that they've made some progress from their first 2 games. And they're going to be able to say, okay, we're building. You know, we're not where we want to be, but we can see improvement.
Well, I really like the Wildcat with Reading back there. I think that's an effective weapon they need to continue to look at, I think, as the season moves forward. 3rd and 15 from the 39. Kirshner scrambling left, now under pressure. And he's going to go down. Lost back to the 37-yard line. Chased out of there that time by Lucas Becker.
Lucas Becker, quite a story. He is a foreign exchange student from Germany,
yes,
playing football for the first time.
That's right. And I think that's why the roar came up on that Germantown sideline.
Crowd favorite.
So 4th and 17. Trips here to the near side with Reading lined up in the middle. Kirshner gets it away, but well overthrown. Looking to that far sideline. Intended for Caden Smith. And so they turn it over on downs with just under 4 minutes to go. But I think let's go down to the sideline. Speaking of the Reading family, Mike, who do you have there?
Hey guys, we have enjoyed watching the Reading brothers play football for a long time, and I've got their sister Sydney, big-time soccer player. You love watching your brothers play.
Yes, I do. I love it. It's the best time of the year.
She was at the Ohio State-Minnesota game last night. And where are you going tomorrow?
Wisconsin. Evan has a visit at Madison.
Hanging out with her brothers. Their mom Jennifer's with us. A year of last for you when it comes to high school football. How you doing with that?
I'm doing all right. It's a very exciting time for all of us. It was super exciting last year, and then this will be Evan's last of many.
You know, these are really good kids. I can't find anybody to say anything bad about none of your kids, the boys and Sydney. The fact that she's a big-time soccer player, can we get her more interested in basketball?
Soccer was my sport, so soccer is going to be her sport, and then basketball's a close second.
Guys, the apple does not fall far from the tree. These are really good kids, good student athletes, and we wish Sydney all the best, even though she's a soccer player. Guys, thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Back to you, boys.
Mike, thank you so much. Quite the family. That Reading family, quite the athletic family. All across the way there. 2nd and 12 now for Germantown from the Menominee Falls 39-yard line. They'll spread him out here. Hubert in motion in the backfield. They'll fake the handoff. Reinke will keep it. He'll be stopped right at the line of scrimmage. Jesko was there.
You know, Coach Davis mentioned two things that he thinks has really helped his team besides, you know, how hard they work during the season. Off-season, they have a leadership program. Kids put in their name. During the second semester of the year, these kids show up twice a month at 6:15 in the morning to go through leadership and mindset. Other thing is during their summer program, they have coaches from a wide variety of sports. Football, basketball, track, all working strength and conditioning.
Yeah, it is quite the combination there. Brady Flash trying to get around the right side, going to be stopped just outside the right hash mark. Clock continues to roll as we approach 2 minutes to go. It'll be 4th and 11 here. Menominee Falls not electing to slow this game down here. They have 3 timeouts remaining, electing not to take them here. Jake Davis going to take this down as far as he can.
He's going to wait till he sees the officials start to count things down. You can see Jake staring at him.
Well, they'll take the timeout here, and we want to remind you that coming up following our game tonight, stay tuned for the United States Marine Corps Player of the Game. We'll have that presentation for you, brought to you by the United States Marines. So Germantown on their way to a 2-1 mark, getting their first win here in the conference, and that's huge, given what we know about this league this year.
Coach Davis felt that they just weren't ready for that opening game. They just were out of sorts, and then kind of righted the ship the next week against Hartford, getting that first conference win. It's going to be interesting. We believe Brookfield Central was defeated tonight by West Allis Hale, one of the teams that we thought might be up there. This could be a league where you could have 2 losses and you still might be contending for the conference crown.
So 4th and 11. Stazer, I should say, on to punt. He's going to try and pin Menominee Falls back, and they'll get on it inside the 3-yard line. Good hustle on special teams to get down there and down that ball before it gets into the end zone.
Excellent coverage.
Zach Schneider getting down there. Reserve wide receiver, senior on special teams. Did the job there. So 1:22 to go. Menominee Falls trailing by 16. Falls will want it here at the 2, middle of the field. They'll hand it off. Cook trying to get around the left side. Gets it out across the 10, I should say, out to about the 12. Reserves in there now defensively. Again, thanks to Goodwill for first down sponsorships this year. Again, shop Goodwill, sustainable back-to-school shopping for less at Goodwill. Under a minute to go. 1st and 10. Going to heave it up, coming back near side, looking for Redding, but it's overthrown. He was quad covered.
Quad covered. We talked about double coverage, quad coverage.
There were 4 defensive players bubbling, I guess you could say, Redding to prevent him from making the catch.
11, an excellent athlete, a real competitor. Can see why Mike McGivern loves that family.
Well, it's a sign of respect, too.
Yeah,
You're going to
you
draw
bet.
double and triple coverage. You tip the hat. You know this kid has some talent. We certainly wish him the best throughout the rest of this season. Get it out there to him. Redding across the 20, stays in bounds to the 25-yard line. Clock will stop while they reset the chains on another Goodwill first down. Brought down by Alex Pluta.
Pluta, a baseball and wrestler.
It's a good baseball program there at Germantown.
Right, Coach Jim Wilkinson and our spotter, Sean Raffaelli, helps coach as well.
Sean, we want you to get better so you can be back in the booth with us here in the next couple of weeks. We'd love to have you. Missed you. Terry doesn't know anything about Black Hawk hockey. I can tell you that. That'll be an interesting year for the Chicago Blackhawks. Pick up Fleury, the goaltender, in a trade. The outstanding goaltender for the Vegas Golden Knights, and make his way into Chicago, so it could be an interesting year. Flag here, another false start penalty here on Menominee Falls. Well, if you're Dan Lutz, you regroup. I think you have to come out of this game thinking you found a few things offensively that you can do that were successful, the direct snaps to Redding. Your defense got 2 takeaways tonight, one leading to a direct touchdown on the fumble recovery return for a touchdown.
Wilson Kirshner is showing he can be an effective quarterback. Joe Cook has had a couple good runs.
Cook trying to get around the left side again, short of the 30-yard line. And that might be our final play here tonight. Looks like it was Timmy Sheets who got down there to make the stop. And Menominee Falls elects not to run another play as the clock will run out. Germantown picks up conference win number 1 and gets to 2-1 on the year with the victory tonight as they defeat Menominee Falls by a score of 30-14. Stay tuned. We have our post-game show, including our Player of the Game award presented by the United States Marine Corps and our trophy presentation. You want to stay with us for our post-game coming your way next here on My 24.
As they travel to Milwaukee Marquette next Friday night. Good night, everyone.
Reinke, the quarterback, number 9.
Yeah, rushing, he has 50, and then...
What did he throw for tonight?
8 for 112.
8 for 112, and how much rushing?
50-something. Grant's got how much rushing? Grant's rushed for 101.
And Hubert's got the 2 touchdowns.
Hubert's got 2 touchdowns. Boy.
But you were impressed with Reinke, and I think maybe we give him the player of the game?
Yeah, he's stepped in. He's
okay. Number 9 for Germantown, Jake Reinke, the quarterback.
We can mention that, Aaron Grant.
Am I right? I'm correct here, right? Jake. So number 9, correct?
And we welcome you into our post game here tonight from Menominee Falls High School. Germantown a winner tonight, 30-14 over the Phoenix. So the Warhawks pick up conference win number 1 on the season. And we head down to the sideline, Mr. Mike McGivern with our Player of the Game award presented by the United States Marine Corps.
Hey guys, our U.S. Marine Player of the Game, number 9, Jake Renke. Hey, Jake, not bad at all. You got a couple people you want to thank.
Yeah, the offensive line blocked great tonight. Pass blocking, run blocking is great. Aaron Grant set a great block on their middle linebacker for my rushing touchdown. And it was a great game all around.
I'll tell you what, man, you showed a lot of toughness tonight, young man. Perfect for the U.S. Marine. He's the kind of kid that certainly should get this award, and he's tough like you are, sir.
Oh, yes, he is. He's tough, and I'd like to congratulate him. And congratulations, Jake, for being the United States Marine Corps Player of the Game.
Jake, what?
Good job.
That's awesome. Back to you, boys.
Mike, thank you. Jake Reinke, the quarterback for Germantown, getting into play here this week due to an injury, but accounted himself quite well tonight. 8 for 16, 112 yards, 2 passing touchdowns, 14 carries for 46 yards, and a rushing touchdown tonight.
Right. I mean, here we see him getting set up. Quick throw out here to Hubert. I mean, Michael Hubert, he mentioned Aaron Grant. He had some competition for Player of the Game, but nice to see him credit those guys. There he follows Grant's block into the end zone. Next, we're going to see him connect with Hubert. Long touchdown pass right before the half. Put Germantown kind of back in the driver's seat a little bit.
Yeah, they were reeling just a bit, and that was the Marine Corps Player of the Game award. Jake Reinke, the quarterback for Germantown. Germantown a winner tonight, 30-14 over Menominee Falls. Once again to the sideline, Mike McGivern with the trophy presentation.
Jake Davis, I think I've given these to you a few times throughout the years, man. This was a good win. Coach, I got to tell you, second half, you boys showed a lot of toughness.
They did. We always talk about effort, attitude, and aggressiveness, and they brought it, in that second half. And then how we're going to respond to any adversity we hit a little bit here and there, but they kept coming back, and that's what our boys do.
Menominee Falls got athletes all over the field, young, but a lot of athletes. And I think that first half, they went into halftime thinking, okay, we got a shot here. Shut the door.
Yep, that's what we did. Our defense shut them down. Our offense got the points we needed, and we came away with the win. So I'm proud of everybody.
Feel good about this group?
I feel great about this group. We just keep getting better every day, trusting the process, and good things are happening for us.
Good luck next week against Sussex Hamilton. Let me hand that to anybody. Boys, congratulations. Good luck next week.
Germantown, your winner tonight on the Heiser Automotive Group Friday night rivals. They're going to have a big game next week against Sussex Hamilton, pulling away from Marquette in the second half of their ball game tonight.
37-34, we understand the score.
We'll take a break. Back with a final word from Menominee Falls High School right after this. Happy group of Germantown players and student body tonight as they knock off Menominee Falls by a score of 30-14 and get to 2-1 on the season and jump up to 1-0 in conference play. Well, next week, the Heiser Automotive Group Friday Night Rivals presented by Landmark Credit Union. We're back in the Classic 8, and this should be a classic matchup as Mukwonago heads to Muskego. That's next Friday, starting at 7 here on My 24. That is going to be a fun game to call.
Well, two teams that are looked to fight it out for control of that lead, along with Arrowhead. Should be a dandy.
And don't forget, each week our game repeats on Saturday nights, starting at 6. That'll do it here tonight from Menominee Falls. Big thank you to our sports crew tonight from My 24, and sitting in the rain and doing everything. Andy, our statistician, doing a great job. For Mike McGivern and Coach Terry Kelly, I'm John Weiser. Have yourself a great Labor Day weekend, and thanks for tuning in to the Heiser Automotive Group Friday Night Rivals presented by Landmark Credit Union. Good night, everyone.